Welcome to the chat room with Tema. On this show, I will be taking your captains of industry on an adventure, and we get to dive in deep on their day-to-day lifestyle. Hello and welcome to the chat room. Today on the chat room, we have been graced by the presence of Jibraan. But before I go anywhere, I call him Mr. Osman. So we're at Annie's Lodge today, and I'm excited to have this man around and find out what he does, who he is, and why he calls himself Mr. Osman. Well, it was inherited. But anyway.
No, definitely that it was. That it was.
Welcome to my show, Jibraan, and how are you doing?
Thank you so much, Tema, and it's an honor to be here. For me, doing well, very well. I mean, just look at the atmosphere that we're around. It's an amazing place.
It's giving life.
Exactly.
And plants and everything.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I'm doing fantastic, thanks. And I hope you're good as well, hey?
I'm very well, thank you. So tell me a little bit about who Jibraan is.
So, Jibraan is a very complex person, I would say. But now I'm on a journey of finding myself, reflecting, and where I've actually reached in this journey so far is being a person that I can say is a experienced expert, but also under that token, I would say I'm a multi-potentialite because I see so much creativity and there's so much that I want to do, but at the same token also looking back at who I am and reflecting through transparency and getting towards the goal that I'm trying to reach. So yeah.
So you recently opened 2 businesses, so
Yes.
or a couple of businesses that you're doing right now.
Well, 2 that have byproducts as well, and that's on the entrepreneurial journey. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your 2 businesses.
Right. So the 2 companies I recently registered, that was late last year after I had resigned and being an employee for, I would say, collective experience of about 15 years. So I started working.
When did you start working? You look young to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think I'm actually at a place where I look my age now. Trying to keep fresh and,
Wow.
and young, but I started working when I was 16.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I started working when I was 16, and then last year, April, we went through a different phase. I can say that I have taken a lot of responsibilities, and I'm happy with the journey that I had, but I needed to step away. Why I did that, I wanted ownership as well, and I thought, look, I've had this idea, which is crazy because the name came from something that always resonated with me. And again, you said Osman. So one of my companies is called Osman Momentum 2020. So Osman being leaving a long-lasting legacy. I mean, from my forefathers, my grandparents, etc. It's a name that I've inherited, as you mentioned. And then on top of that, momentum is self-explanatory. So to keep things moving. And then the 2020 was sort of the year I had this conceptualized as an idea. And then it also means 2020 vision. So seeing ahead, trying to then be a consultant that looks towards reaching customer goals, but also having that vision, keeping momentum going, and knowing that under this family value umbrella of Osman Momentum is how one of the companies has established itself.
Okay. You speak very well.
Thank you.
You speak very well. And that brings me to, you are a motivational speaker.
Correct.
Yes, and motivational speakers obviously have to speak very well.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about your journey as a motivational speaker.
So I've always had people sort of, I would say I attract people towards me. Perhaps it's how I make a first impression. I love networking and I just love life. So I've always felt that I needed to fit in. I needed to have acceptance. And that's a personal journey because of my background. And I'm very open about this. I had elevation talks, which was towards networking different psychotherapists to come together and speak about a common goal with mental health. So towards that, I said, okay, this is under my company brand called Cinematics. And I wanted to motivate people. So as people were more drawn to me, I said, look, I do have a positive effect and I like being positive. People always see the good side. People reflect on bad and good. But when you filter out different individuals, aside from the bad that's there, and I look at saying, look, if there's actually good in someone, why shouldn't I motivate that and amplify that? So Cinematics then falls into the company of helping entrepreneurs amplify their goals, seeing a vision, and it's actually wordplay. So Cinematics is spelled S-Y-N-E-R, Matics. So cinematics, the word itself is visuals and seeing everything.
Wow. Okay.
But the sinner stands for synergies. And what comes from positivity is synergies. So I said, okay, I've hosted a few parties, weddings, etc. And people came to me and say, look, you have a talent. Why don't you sort of amplify that as well so that you can be better for people? And that's when I joined Toastmasters as well. So I'm fresh there as well, and it's going quite well. And it's actually given me a lot of confidence. And if I'm going to be motivational, I have to admit that energy so that people can actually see that he's leading by example, but there is relatable experiences that I've gone through. I've been
So
booed off the
beautiful.
stage even. So
Really?
yeah, honestly, it was quite embarrassing. But I learned from it. I mean, if I shied away, I wouldn't be here. So it's certain things I encourage people to take the risk. Try and knock down those walls and those borders, because you never know what could be on the other side.
Okay. One funny thing. Are you married? Are you single?
So complicated, but yes, officially I'm currently single.
Why is that? Because a lot of motivational speakers are single. When you talk of most of my favorite motivational speakers,
Yeah,
they're single.
Yeah.
So why are you single? Is it a motivational speaker thing, or it's just
No. I don't think.
we just want to be single?
No, I can't even speak on.
Because we just want to be single.
No, I can't even speak on behalf of others. Unfortunately, it's something that I've taken accountability for. I speak in respect because I still do care about the person, of course, and there always has to be respect. And I've grown in a household where, like I have my mother, my sisters, etc., nieces, and things like that. And you also realize as men to say, sometimes also have vulnerability. And unfortunately, I take accountability for the mistake that I made. It's not anything crazy, like I know the first thing that people would assume, yeah. But anyways, that is my private life. But yeah, we recently broke up, and it's tough to navigate, I'll be very honest. However, now I'm still pouring into myself, even if I am to have a different partner later, or if things work out, it's not something I would be embarrassed about. To say, look, I learned from my mistakes, this is where I am. And with that being said, I mean, hopefully, like, I do want to have children and a family. That's something I need a strong woman by my side for what I'm trying to accomplish, because you can also steer off. And I feel the most important decision
I believe you're becoming a strong man. They said that behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. So I believe you will be able to meet somebody with the same energy and the same.
I hope so, yeah. So
aura
I would
that
always
you
say,
have.
like, the most important decision to make is literally choosing a spouse.